Alright, so in this video, we'll talk about whether or not billiards or playing pool is a part of Kung Fu. This is one of the things that I never really shared with the YouTube community, but I've always liked pool, playing pool. You know, even ever since I was little, I've always enjoyed it. As soon as I got introduced to the game, I had a cousin who had a pool table, and when we went to visit him, we would play pool and just have a really great time shooting pool. And in order to have a pool table, you gotta have a lot of space, you know, so I never had that type of space growing up, so I never was able to own a pool table, but I always enjoyed it when I visited my cousin. I went to the pool hall with my friends sometimes, and it's just a great like activity where you could just enjoy your time and relax. And I really like how there's a lot of skill involved as far as like focus and concentration. I feel like there's a lot of meditation involved when you're playing. Like you have to clear your mind and focus and be still. And you know, to me, if meditation is a part of Kung Fu, which it is, then having billiards be a part of pool, it goes along the same type of concept, you know, where you're just really in tune with what you're doing, and you have to be aware, especially when you're shooting, and it's about precision. You know, it's about strategy. It's about finesse. You know, it really has nothing to do with like strength and athleticism, but it's a very it's very mental, and it's very specific on being like precise. And to me, martial arts is like that. You have to be very precise in what you do in order to improve like your techniques, no matter if it's punching, kicking, or doing some grappling, or working with weapons. Like precision is extremely important. You got to be really aware, you know, like what you have to do when you're sparring, so you don't get punched in the face or, you know, get seriously injured. Like precision is extremely important. You got to be really aware when you're sparring. And even when you're working on these forms, you have to be really aware that you're doing the techniques properly and that you're not making any mistakes. You know, and I think that this, you know, playing pool like this way can just be a way of, another way of expressing precision in the martial arts. Like to me, like a master in pool could be likened to a master in the martial arts. You know, sometimes they could catch you by surprise. Like you don't even know that he's good at pool until he shows you. And you can underestimate people that are pool masters. You know, they could be like super old, and next thing you know, they're like a master at shooting pool, and you had no idea. And it's not about age, you know, it's just about precision in what you do and practice. And no matter if you're older or if you're like a female, like it doesn't matter like what age you are, or what gender. Like you could be really good at shooting pool regardless of those situations. It's the same thing with martial arts. Like somebody can be really good at martial arts and it doesn't matter about their age or their gender or how much you weigh or how you look. Like it's just, if you practice a lot and you're good at what you do, then you're just good, you know. And pool is like that, and to me martial arts is like that. Sometimes people get underestimated, you know. In martial arts, somebody might, you know, might not look too intimidating, but then they suddenly become like really, really skillful at what they do. And I feel that pool is similar to that, you know. I really want to be one of the first to introduce the game of pool into the realm of martial arts, where it's just another way of expressing your talent, your skill, your precision, and if anything, at least for sure, Kung Fu. I mean, this is an expression of Kung Fu, you know, just being good at something. And it's not like combat related per se, where you're hurting anyone physically, but as far as like strategy is concerned, and focus and concentration and meditation, it definitely applies to this game that really can really enhance your practice, you know. And I love the peaceful nature of the game, where it's like you're not doing anything violent whatsoever. You're not like, it's not like football or boxing or wrestling or something like that. You're just playing a very peaceful game, and you can demonstrate mastery in what you do without having to hurt somebody. And I've always liked games like that, where you don't have to really hurt somebody in order to demonstrate your mastery. And that goes along with how we like to spar in this school, is that we don't want to hurt the people that we're sparring with, but we do want to demonstrate our mastery in our practice. So we don't want to get hit. We want to block. We want to counter. We want to evade. We want to work on all our skill sets and aim towards perfection in what we do. Just like in pool, you aim to make every shot. You aim to try to not miss one shot. You aim to make all the shots in one, you know, from the break. Basically run the table, and it's a very hard thing to do, but you aim to do that. And every game is different. There's no game that'll ever be exactly the same. And it's the same with martial arts. When you're sparring, every time you spar, it's different. You know, it's never the same. So you have to bring your present. You got to be present every single time. And the cool thing about pool, like, I can shoot by myself and have a lot of fun. Just keep trying to get better. And then I could also play with other people, which makes it even more fun, as long as they, you know how to play as well. It's like you can play for hours and just enjoy your time. And like, you can play with other people, and you don't even have to play with just one person. You can play with multiple people at once. You can play with one other person, you can play by yourself. Martial arts is just like that, where you can train on your own, hit the punching bag, work the forms, do the fitness. You could use the wooden dummy. Like, you could do a lot of things on your own. And then there's that element where you're interacting with people, where you're doing drills, together. You're working out together. You're sparring together. You're doing the forms together. Like, you're interacting with people and having fun with other people, and you're building a community, building a family. And playing pool could be like that, where you enjoy it a lot by yourself, but then you also enjoy the community. You enjoy playing with other people, and you enjoy the challenge, and it's not violent at all, but it can be like very competitive. And I promise you I'm better than what I've shown in this video. It's just harder to focus and shoot at the same time. Shoot and focus while speaking. I'm gonna play a lot better if I don't talk and I just stay silent and I just play. But this is something that I really like to do. It's one of my passions, and I'm very thankful to be able to have my own pool table. One of my first homes that I bought, or my first home that I did buy, I owned a pool table. I bought a pool table, I put it in the living room, and I had it for like maybe 8 years. And I had to move out of there and then get rid of the pool table. Ever since then, I've always missed it. And then finally, I've got an opportunity to buy it again. This time, it's not at my home, but it's at my actual Kung Fu school. And this is something that I love to do, just like martial arts, just like the wooden dummy. I love working with the wooden dummy. I love sparring. I love fitness training. I love meditating. I love spending time with loved ones and students. And I love playing pool. This is something that I could do for hours, and time goes by really quick. I started to enjoy playing Call of Duty Zombies, Black Ops 6, I enjoy playing that, Black Ops 3. But pool to me is way better than the video games, because you're actually getting good at a skill set, and that stays with you for the rest of your life. To me, that's how martial arts is. Like, you get good at something, and then it stays with you for the rest of your life. I love drumming as well, with the lion drum. So this is one of my passions that I like to do. And yeah, for me, this is a part of Kung Fu. To me, this is a part of martial arts. It's just a different way of expressing it. And just like Tai Chi might be more of a fluid, graceful way of expressing martial arts, to me, this is like a more graceful way of expressing your mastery and your skill. Like, you can outspar somebody, and then you can also outplay them in pool. It's just a different way of expressing your skill sets, and it's very peaceful in nature. And I want to promote this. I want people to appreciate it, because it is a great game, and I think people are better off playing pool more often than they are just so involved with these video games, and yes, I like the video games, but they are expensive too. Thousands of dollars on a TV, on the console, on the games, and there's all this. Most of the games are shooting and killing things electronically, and like, does that have something to do with martial arts? In a way it does, but at the same time, like, this has something to do with martial arts as well, and it's more on the peaceful side of it. And you also get to develop your skill sets, and then you can share that with other people, and and it could stay, it could stay with you for your whole life, where you're just good at something that not a lot of people are good at because they don't practice, or they don't have access to a pool table, but you do, and you get good at it, and then there's another skill that you could share with people, just like playing a musical instrument or something like that, and even though the musical instruments are part of the martial arts, that's why there is the Chinese lion dancing. Even the lion dancing is part of the martial arts. So in my art, I want to introduce this game of billiards to be a part of the Kung Fu, to be a part of the martial arts. And these are my reasons of why, to me, it is. There is a lot of meditation required in order to get to a high level in this game. A lot of focus, a lot of concentration, a lot of strategy, a lot of mental, a lot of skill, a lot of patience. So I wanted to introduce it to all of you, and get you to see martial arts, get you to see Kung Fu from a different light.